Hi, I'm Valori Wells and welcome to my studio. One thing's for sure, people are always having babies and we like to make things for them, right? So I'm going to show you how to make a really cute little receiving blanket out of flannel. All you need is 2 yards of fabric and some matching thread and about half an hour. So first off, I cut all my edges, so I trimmed it up, cut off the salvages, and then you're going to unfold your nicely trimmed 1 yard. And because as a mother of 3, I like square swaddling blankets or receiving blankets, so I make square ones. Anyway, you're gonna take your yarn. Flannel's so lovely because it pushes together and it sticks to itself, so it'll be really easy to cut. My other one is already cut, so we're just going to show you how to do this. Alright, so as you can see, we've got a big old triangle, and then you're just going to, I'm left-handed, so you're going to put, if you're left-handed, it'll look like this. If it's not, you're going to be, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, we're going to trim that. Handy dandy. Right next to your machine, all's good. So then, open it up. Look at that lovely little square. Then we're going to put our other square on top, face down, and then we're going to sew this baby together. So you match up your edges. There we go. Alright, so first I'm just going to show you how you go around this guy in the corner. You're going to leave yourself a little opening. Don't need more than, 5 inches maybe. The least amount of hand sewing you have to do, the better. I like to use a 1/2 inch on this because you just get a little bit more solid seams for me personally. So I'm going to sew around this. I have matching thread because this is the same thread I'm going to use when I get to top stitching it. Get 1/2 inch before the end of the corner. Put your needle down, lift up the presser foot, and turn. Now, if you don't know quite where on your presser foot, where it is at a 1/2 inch, you can guess, or you can measure it. I tend to guess, and sometimes I'm a stitch or two off, but that's okay. I don't think the baby will mind. My kids never minded that they weren't exactly square. Anyway, you're going to sew around this whole thing, and when you get back over to this side, right here, you're going to want, you can even put a pin there, and you know that's where you're going to stop. Alright? Alright, so we've sewn around the whole thing. You're going to want to trim off your corners, like that, so you get a nice corner. We're going to turn it right side out. And just stick my hand in there and I grab the corners and push them through. Once you have it all out, you're going to want to press it, and then we'll top stitch around and whip stitch this little opening closed. So there's our last corners. Alrighty, here we go. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to lay this out and you make it nice and flat, and you're going to press it so you get really nice seams, nice edges, okay? Alright, so I pressed this all. And you can see, you just kind of pull out the edges a little bit. If you have a walking foot, put your walking foot on. It'll make it really nice. And if you don't, just raise your foot up. Like I have a little dial here that'll raise my foot up a little bit. So it's a little bit less tension, a little bit more tension. Just so your fabric doesn't slip too much. And a note about flannel. If you're going to wash your flannel, wash both pieces. If you're not going to wash your flannel, don't wash. Don't do one and the other, or we'll have weird shrinkage later when mama goes to wash the baby puke out of it, all right? So I will wash it after I finish. Like I'll sew this all up and I'll throw it in the washer and dryer so that the mommy knows it's already been washed and you don't have to, and she doesn't have to worry about dyes and blah, 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 all that stuff, right? Which, don't get me wrong, I was that mommy too. So I go in just to the edge of my walking foot, and you could do 2 rows, whatever you want to do. And I'm just going to go around the whole thing and just top stitch it down. So you can see it adds just a nice little touch. You could also, I've before, if I know the baby's name, kind of cursive with a darning foot, or an open-toed free motion foot. I've quilted the name in too, so that's always an option. Anyway, so you're gonna go around this whole thing, and then what we're gonna do, and I'm just gonna fast forward here really quick and find my opening, which is right here, so I'm gonna have to go a little forward. So, and you can do this before you top stitch it or after. I did a small, enough of a seam allowance here that it caught when I went over the top, but I still like to whip stitch across this. And a whip stitch, I'm just going to take this guy out. A whip stitch is a very, just kind of a hidden way of sewing something up like this. So I'm going to get my needle and thread and show you how to do that, okay? All right, so I got my little needle and thread, and I'm just going to take little stitches along here, and with probably a smaller needle than I chose to put on here, let me tell you, this is not the best needle, but you can still make it work. Anyways, so you're gonna be closing up this the whole way, and then, if I were you, I'd wash it, and then wrap it up really pretty and give it to a new baby. Thank you.